Welcome back, fellow coders, to another riveting episode of Code Crafters. If you're just joining us, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our fantastic Flutter adventures. Now, in this lesson, I want to talk to you about one of the most fundamental widgets that we're going to be using all the time to lay out our apps, and that is a container widget. Yes, it's like the div of the Flutter world, just a fancy little box you can put things in. Think of it as your app's way of saying, I've got my own space, back off. And if you've dabbled in web development, you'll find it quite cozy. It's essentially like a div, but with a bit more pizzazz. You can position it, move it around on the screen, and even give it a child to display, like an image or a piece of text. It's the ultimate babysitter for your UI elements. Now, whenever you're diving into the exciting world of Flutter widgets, my top tip is to always start with the documentation. I mean, who reads manuals these days, right? But trust me, Flutter's documentation is like the holy grail. To find it, just head over to flutter.dev. You can also find the URL to this magical place in the description. Once you're there, you'll find that the team has organized all the widgets based on what they do. We've already met some image and asset widgets, but now we're diving deep into the layout section. These are the widgets that help you arrange things on the screen, like a master interior decorator arranging furniture in your digital home. Within the layout widgets, you'll notice they're split into single child widgets and multi-child widgets. Single child widgets can only contain one widget, while multi-child widgets can handle a whole gang of widgets, like a 5-image party or an image and piece of text duo. In this module, we're going to explore both single child and multi-child widgets, so you can lay out your screen exactly the way you want it to look. The star of the show among single child widgets is the container. If you click on it, you'll be whisked away to the container class. It's like a user manual for your container widget. And one of the nuggets of wisdom it drops is that containers with no children try to be as big as possible. It's like the container saying, I'm ready to embrace the world. Give me some content. This is exactly what we're seeing on our screen. But hey, why take their word for it? Let's spice things up. I'll change the color to teal. Ta-da. Instant change using hot reload. But wait, there's more. Inside the container, I'm going to make it snazzy and give it a white color. Boil. My entire screen goes from teal to a crisp, clean white. And that's because our container is trying to fill up all the available space, just as the documentation says. But what if we gave it a child? What if we whispered hello to it? Bam. The container shrinks to the size of the child, like magic. It's like the container is saying, I'll adapt to whatever you put inside me. And the child's size is determined by its font size, like a perfectly tailored suit for your text. Now, if you're looking at your screen and thinking, my content's getting cozy with the top bar, signal, and notch, don't fret. Flutter has a superhero widget for that, the safe area. It's like the invisible force field that keeps your content away from the pesky border elements. To use it, just wrap your container in a safe area. It's so easy. You can do it with your eyes closed. And when you hit save, you'll see your container is now snuggled safely within the screen's no-notch zone. It's like your content is living in the posh part of the town, away from the clutter. But there's more. You can even play with your container size, adjust its width and height. Let's make it a cute little 100 x 100 square. Ta-da. We've got a square container with a friendly hello inside. It's like your container hit the gym and got all fit and trim. But what if you want your container to have some personal space from the screen's edges? It's all about that margin, baby. You can set margins using edge insets. You can go all in with all and give all sides the same margin, or get selected with symmetric for different top and bottom margins, or even get wild with from TRB for unique values for each side. The Flutter Inspector can help you keep track of your margin style. But what if you want to give your child some breathing room within the container? That's where padding comes into play. Padding is like the cushion for your child, giving it some cozy space inside. So remember, margin is for the outside and padding is for the inside of your widget. Oh, and one more thing, containers can only have one child. So no babysitting 2 kids at once. But In our next lesson, we'll explore how to deal with multiple children, like handling a room full of rowdy toddlers using widgets like columns and rows. So that's all for today, folks. If you enjoyed this Flutter adventure, remember to subscribe to our channel, Code Crafters, for more widget wisdom and a sprinkle of humor. Until next time, happy coding.